Barry Pulver, owner of the exceptional brand powered by EXP, with honestly, hands down, one of my favorite stories to come full circle and one of my favorite people in this industry. Erica, massive welcome. Thank you for coming on here, and a massive welcome officially to EXP. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Amazingly well, especially with our backstory and especially for us to be doing this together. So in a nutshell, do you want to just give a little introduction about you, who you are, your business, and what we're doing here?
Yeah, so my name's Eric Osborne. I've had my license for almost 8 years now. Um, I opened up my own firm back in 2020. So this is my fourth year having my own firm. And I don't know. I'm so bad at these.
Not at all. Perfect. And with an official welcome to EXP, I think I have to ask number one, and we've known each other since when we literally both got into the industry together.
Mm-hmm.
What is it two questions. I want to go back in a moment, but the first one, what is it with all your success and all the bold leaps you've taken since we've both been in real estate? What is it at this moment in time that's brought you and your business over and to empower it with EXP?
So I think when I first got my license, I wanted to eventually become a broker in charge, have other agents under me so I could help them and manage all that. So when I opened my firm, it was right during when COVID was starting. So a lot of the industry changed a good bit. So it was kind of crazy opening up a new firm and then being told, you can't show houses, and then just trying to figure out that new normal. So it was hard to get people to work with me. Just because people were scared to be in real estate. People were getting their license, but they really didn't know what to do with it. And so it made it a little more challenging, I think. Then the market went kind of crazy and prices went up, and it was a crazy, crazy market then. And so it was hard to really get people to want to be in real estate. And the ones who were already with other companies. So I was by myself. I had a few agents come work with me. It didn't really work out for some of them. Some of them weren't really motivated to sell, which was fine. So I just kind of got to a point to where I wanted to be able to utilize resources that I don't have readily available. And I know, Barry, me and you have met together and had coffee, and you talked to me for years about EXP. Mm-hmm. And I'm stubborn, and I was worried about change. I'm not a huge fan of change. So I've been super nervous about that part. And I had to get to a point in my life where I would actually have time to invest in learning new platforms and stuff. So then one day I kind of woke up and I was like, well, today's the day this is going to happen. So made that decision to switch, and it's been incredible so far. So super relieved.
Well, relieved, that's a great word for it. And before I ask a question I really want to about your experience during COVID, we're literally just talking days here as we record this live. So new, overwhelmed, the systems, the tools, the resources, all of that, like in a nutshell, you said it's been a great experience so far. Can you touch upon what that's looked like literally just the last few days for you in business?
Yeah, so I joined on a Friday. And it was later in the day. I think when I started, I think it was like 11:30, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Went ahead and got started, submitted my application, and I was actually active with EXP that exact same day, which was crazy how fast that moved. The emails were a little overwhelming because there's a bunch of them, but if you look, now that I've gotten to a point where I'm not like, oh my gosh, there's so many emails, I'm looking back on them and they're actually really helpful emails. It was a lot at first. My BIC actually reached out to me the first day, which was really nice. Talked to her, and then onboarding, I met with them the second day. I think it was a Tuesday, so it'd be the third day basically. And then I met with the teams, the lady that's over teams, Tony Dishman. I met with her. She was super helpful as well. And then Barry, you gave me a ton of resources for websites and figuring out paperwork and SkySlope, and basically I think you gave me a resource for everything that I needed. There's a lot, but looking back on it, it's all super helpful. Anytime I've had a question, I've had it answered. We did have an issue with my emails. We had another girl with my exact same name, just spelled a little different, that ended up getting my emails in the beginning, but we were able to kind of figure that out, get all that worked out. I got to meet so many people during that process,
Yeah.
learned how to use whatever you want to call it, I guess the world or metaverse, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The virtual office, got to learn how that works. So it was really cool.
And thank you for your honesty. So going back, deciding
Mm-hmm.
when we didn't know the world was going to end or in COVID time, and deciding to open your own firm, what was the main driving factor behind you doing that, number one? And then number two, what was your personal experience, business speaking, of doing that and everything in that time?
So I wanted to open up my own company just because the firm that I was working for, I had reached out for help numerous times, and I felt like I wasn't getting the help I needed. I do work for real estate schools, a pretty big one, and I would reach out to the instructors, have a pretty close relationship with most of them, and I'd reach out to them and ask the questions I needed answered, even though yeah. Um, I reached out to them to get my questions answered. And I kind of felt like if I was having to do that anyways, and that I might as well open up my own company. So I started that process, and it was pretty easy doing that. And nothing really changed because I kind of felt like the firm that I was with, I wasn't really getting a ton of resources and help that I needed anyways. I felt like I was already on my own. So it really wasn't any different. I did have my best friend come on and work as my assistant for a while, but after a while we realized that wasn't working just because it was impossible at sometimes to get houses under contract. You're going $50,000 over list price, and offers were still getting declined. So it was pretty crazy, kind of trying to learn that new normal in real estate and in the world in general. So
And yet, still with that,
yeah.
the couple of years since that time in your county and Rowan County, you also,
Mhm.
were awarded and designated the top agent. So how did you use that experience, and how have you done the level of volume and the amount of families you've helped at that time, with it all being on you as well? How have you achieved the level of success you have?
I feel like I've been pretty blessed when it comes to referrals and working with people that I know. I know a lot of people, a lot of agents are kind of scared to put their face out there to their friends and family. A lot of people are scared of rejection. They're scared that they're not going to be chosen over another agent. And I think I had it in my head, well, what can I lose? I'm nervous about reaching out to people that I don't know. So I use my sphere of influence. I would go on my business page and I would try to make it more personal. I didn't really only do business stuff. I kind of wanted people to know that I'm also a person. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, everything like that on top of being a realtor. I know whenever I was looking at houses, that's what I wanted, was someone who's personal. So I tried to bring that through my business as well. Um, so yeah, I just put myself out there, just worked completely with friends and family. So it's been 8 years, and I believe I've worked with one client that isn't friends or family and wasn't a
Wow.
referral. And that was a rental that just came from another person. So it really was a referral. But I've been lucky. I've been able to basically go off friends and family and referrals my whole career so far. So
So then, what's the biggest advice you'd give for anybody, be it new or be it 8 years, 10 years in real estate, to get them maybe where they want to be, where they have that business where it isn't so daunting of maybe making a cold call? It's literally putting themselves out there like you
mhm.
have to get the business of working with friends and family.
Well, in psychology, they say that if you put information in front of somebody 7 times, they're going to remember you, and they're going to remember what your purpose is, or what that looks like. And so my biggest advice is to basically get comfortable with your friends and family, with letting them know what you do, even if it's just subtle. You don't have to be in their face, but it can just be like a motivational quote and just put your logo on there, or you can go and look at what's happening in the world and kind of share real world experiences and how that relates to real estate. People love to learn. And so even if it's a little snippet, like something really small, just to let them know that you're not just there to sell a house. Like, you're building relationships. And I think that's what I love the most about real estate, is you get to build relationships with so many people. And that's priceless. And the more relationships you build, the more business you can get. And I feel like that's super fulfilling, being able to build those relationships.
I think that's everything. I think the key word is you're speaking in your honesty is authenticity. When you are you and you're being honest about it, and you don't mind sharing who you are to the world and the people closest to you, the business comes. That's great advice. Thank you. And then back to you. So what does next year, you've made this big move to empower your business, and there have been specific reasons behind it. What does the next 6 months, year, couple of years look like for you here with your business, with EXP?
Well, I've already realized that there are so many resources that I can utilize that I didn't really realize were out there. And maybe I knew they were there, but didn't really know how to get them. So my personal goal and business goal for this year is I want to double what I did last year and the year before. I've been lucky that every single year I've done more and more. So I have where I started versus where I am now, it has been a huge progression, and it's been upward as well. So I'm proud of that. But I'm setting that huge goal to kind of double what I've been doing. So personally, that's what I want to do.
Great goal. And they always say it's not necessarily, the big gains. It's the 1% improvement and focusing on the process day by day that gets you to that end goal. And lastly, for anyone, I should ask, what is the main target market of where you do sell and where you do your business as well?
So I mostly do Rowan County. I live in Rockwell, but I do Salisbury, Granite Quarry, Faith, China Grove, Landis, Kannapolis. Kannapolis is Rowan and Cabarrus County. But I go everywhere. I've been in Shelby, I've done Oak Island, just really anywhere my clients want to go, I'm there. I'm also in the process of getting my license in South Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee right now too. So I'll be available there as well.
That's a lot of travel time, which is great. It just shows your commitment to people and your commitment to your business as well. So it's a really final question with that. Anybody who's looking, I guess right now in Rowan, Cabarrus County, and potentially their real estate needs, or even if they're already in real estate and they want to know why you brought, all of your success, expertise, and business to EXP, what's the best way for them to directly reach out to you?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I prefer to talk on the phone or text. That's my favorite way to talk, just because I feel like it's more personal than an email. But my email is fine as well. I do have my business page on Facebook. Then, yeah, my website. I mean, there's the chat option on the website as well. I'm just kind of new to what all is out there. Like, I'm so used to this is a good point to bring up. I'm so used to being limited to just having my text, like having my phone for texts or emails or whatever. Now there's like so many other ways. So it's kind of neat. It's a neat thing to get used to.
It's a whole new world without it being too overwhelming. Well, final, open floor to you again. A massive official welcome. We've known each other since, personally, it's what makes me smile. Since we literally got our real estate licenses together, and I mean, for me, it's one of the most incredible stories. I couldn't be genuinely more excited to watch you and the next evolution of your business, doubling and then some of your business. But just as we sign off here, because I'm always conscious of and appreciative of time, is there anything you want to kind of say? Open floor to you for anybody who's going to watch this video.
Yeah, so I'd just like to say, if you are thinking about getting your real estate license, you totally should try. It is a demanding course, but it's super fulfilling. I think I had the mentality that real estate couldn't be fulfilling because it's not helping people like physically. I come from a medical background too. And then I got into it and realized how awesome it is. I love working with first-time home buyers. They're my favorite to watch go from living with other people or thinking they would never buy to watching the process of them getting approved, looking at homes, getting in their home, and then closing on it. It's amazing. I love it. And then also, if you are kind of like I was, where you're kind of struggling to figure out where you fit in with where you are, don't limit yourself to what you're comfortable with. Sometimes you need to like push yourself out of your comfort zone to figure out what your potential is. I feel like I lost a lot of motivation there for a while when it was just me and I'm by myself, and I felt like I didn't have the resources that I needed So it's been an awesome experience having, like, being surrounded with so many people, by so many people who have so much to offer, and so many like tips and so much advice, and just, it's great. So yeah,
Couldn't put it any better myself. Erica, thank you so much. Welcome. And I look forward to watching this journey and being here with you.
thank you.